Now, I remember being in a relationship very many years ago when this person said to me, "You love me more than the gym." And if I was equipped with this information, I could have turned around and said, well, actually, me going to the fitness palace of love is doing exactly that. It is increasing our love. Simon the Board A-hole here. Thank you for joining me as always. And look, the basic problem, or sometimes the problem with going to the gym, is that you can't find the motivation. Even if you want to be the most jacked person on the planet, and your name is Jack, meaning you be Jack, sometimes it just doesn't happen. So today I am here to try and put some crazy facts into your brain that will hopefully get you even more excited about going to the fitness palace of love. Because I tell you, it's not just about muscles, it's not just about losing fat or getting abs. There are so many benefits, it's ridiculous. So yep, here are 8 bizarre ways going to the gym improves your life. Number 8, the exercise high. Right, we all know about endorphins, and if you don't, that is the rush of chemicals after working out which makes you feel so good. But there are studies out there that also show you get a release of endocannabinoids, there's no way I've said that correctly, which is basically the same chemical mimicked by cannabis. I mean, scientists even call this the don't worry, be happy chemical. And who the hell doesn't want some of that? The point is, one of the offshoots of this is that it also increases the pleasure that you get when you're around other people. I know we have introverts and extroverts, but when we are hanging out with the members of the similar species, there is some kind of chemistry that's going on here. That's why people use the word chemistry. But it does mean if you're going through some kind of relationship problem, or that maybe there's a buddy you need to make up with, you can go to the gym, you can get this rush, these chemicals can flood your system, and then just naturally, using your damn body, there's just going to be a better feeling in the air, and you may actually be able to get to the other side. Now, I remember being in a relationship very many years ago when this person said to me, "You love me more than the gym." And if I was equipped with this information, I could have turned around and said, well, actually, me going to the fitness palace of love is doing exactly that. It is increasing our love. Instead, I said to them, yes, I do, because the gym doesn't talk back. That's a joke. Making it up. I didn't say that because I'm not an asshole. And number 7 is that it can make you more creative. Now, all of these are based on studies, and I should have said this at the start of the video. There are so many studies for one thing, and then you can find studies for the complete opposite of that, so always take them with a pinch of salt. But if you go to the gym, and if you start lifting weights, whatever the hell you're going to do, and if you go to a boxing class or you climb a mountain, that basically turns your brain on and it gets it working. And the subsequent benefit of that is, yes, you may start to feel more creative. And if you go do a bit of Googling and have a look at some anecdotes, there are writers out there who were suffering from terrible writer's block. They went to the gym, or they went and did some exercise, went for a jog, went for a run outside, and when they came back, all of a sudden it just felt like they were more imaginative. Now, all they had done was go through this process of lifting weights or whatever it may be, and the brain basically went and started being more active than it was before, but it gave them creativity to write their book. And this is the same for drawing as well. Apparently people say they're drawing a picture and they get to sort of a mental block, and they go do all of this stuff and they get their heart rate up, and all of a sudden they finish the picture and they cry because it's so beautiful. So basically it does allow you to think more clearly. Now, this isn't going to be like a 180. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in a forest, and all of a sudden, oh, it's a bright new summer's day. But there's just little things going on inside your body, and it's one of the reasons why we're probably drawn to doing exercise. Because don't forget, when man, human, woman started doing this stuff, it was because it was instinctual. Now we've turned it into a business because that's what we love doing as the human race. But it all comes down to this. Your brain wants it, and you've got to go out there and give it to it. Number 6 is it helps with learning. So exercise increases the level of brain chemicals called growth factors, and in turn, this helps create new brain cells. And somewhat interestingly too, the two they cite as turning on your brain the most, or boosting it the most, is dancing and tennis. I presume because they're tough things to do. I mean, if you want to be assholes, you can say, how is this, or how is that, turning your brain on, but the facts are the facts. Don't know why I said that. I like dancing and tennis. This still counts when you do go to the gym, because imagine you are about to do your PB on a deadlift. You are telling your brain there's a big obstacle in our way and I need to overcome it. So whatever you've got to do to dial into this, if you could do it right now, that would be great. So it prepares for a challenge, and like your muscles, to get your brain working better, you have to use it. So if you want a bigger back, you've got to be able to lift more, and if you want a better, more functioning brain, you've got to use it more. So going to the gym every single day and continually telling it, we've got to lift more, we've got to do this, we've got to lift more, we've got to do this, there's an obstacle, there's a challenge, please overcome it. Well, there's the stimulus right there. So really, if you want to be the smartest person in the world, you should be lifting weights. Number 5, it makes you happier. Yep, you already know this one, but we'll throw it in there anyway. Training activates the part of the brain that makes you feel good, but also over time, it teaches your brain to release more dopamine. And trust me, we all want dopamine. Do you want to know why you get so excited before you have a cheat meal or before you eat junk food? It's because for some reason, you're just flooded with dopamine, and that's actually what you're excited about. It has nothing to do with the food. This is just the relationship that you have. So if you want to find a better way to get that, once again, you can go to the damn gym. And it's this reason as well why doctors will say to people, if you're feeling depressed, you should go to the gym. Now, going to the gym and working out doesn't get rid of your depression, but it can help because once again, it can make your brain a little bit happier. Now, I want to make this very clear. If you are feeling this way, talk to someone, a friend, a family member, a doctor, whoever it may be. But if you do include working out along with a lot of other things, maybe a counselor, eating right, who the hell knows, there'll be a laundry list that together can help, but it is not the be all and end all. But you should still do it because it will make you chirpier. Number 4 is that it helps you process emotion, because the boost you get from working out actually provides the brain with clarity, which means you can start processing emotions better. This kind of ties into number 8 as well, but it's why there's also studies out there that say if you need to reply to an email or if you've got something big at work you need to sort out, always leave it 24 hours anyway, because otherwise you're going to react emotionally. But also, if you do it after working out, your whole body and brain may actually be better prepped to deal with it, and you're probably going to make the smartest decision. Now, I understand it's hard. If you're having a row with someone, you can't go, right, hold this, keep that thought, I just need to go pump some iron, because once again, you're going to come across like a dick. But if you can maybe put it on ice and give yourself some time, and then, go smash out a session, I'm just saying it could help. Number 3 is it makes you braver. So, all right, once again, this comes down to studies, but it does show that making exercise a habit increases the brain's power to calm anxiety. So all of a sudden, you as a human being are more balanced, and you're having less of the fight or flight syndrome, which is literally, oh no, something bad's going to happen. Should I attack it or should I run away? And this goes back to the whole thing that every day you are introducing obstacles that you need to overcome, because the more you do it, the more your brain starts to realize, oh wow, I can be successful this. Even though this was potentially going to be a little bit of a problem, we have got round it, and then just naturally you start to apply that in your regular life. So maybe one time if there was a burning building, you wouldn't have run in to save a cat. Now, after you've got like a 350 kilogram bench press, and my word, you're going to be massive, you may run in there to save that cat. Now, if the house falls down and you're still inside, it probably wasn't the best idea, but at least for a few days, you'll be a hero. I say a few days because the news cycle these days is so quick. I really regret walking down this path. And number 2 is it fights wrinkles. That's right, there was a study, as always, by the University of Ontario that said men and women over 40 were put on an endurance training regimen, and after 3 months, their skin was comparable to that of a 20 and 30-year-old. Now, we have no idea what their skin looked like beforehand because they never tell you that, but there was one case where they said, oh my gosh, a 65-year-old has the good skin of a 20 or 30-year-old, and these people probably never drunk, they probably never smoked, they probably had healthy lifestyles, whatever, but I guess there is going to be something there, right? If you put your body into a state of readiness or a state of alertness, or just give it exercise, which is good for it, it's probably going to reward you with things like better sleep, better skin, and just a better overall feeling. I mean, we've talked about that. So I wouldn't all of a sudden stop using the creams you may be using. I mean, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I don't use them, so I can't talk on it. But if you are desperately trying to fight against the aging process and you're trying to reduce your wrinkles, well, you should probably start going to the gym again if you've stopped. And inner number 1 is that your brain knows that you're jacked. Now, this basically comes down to confidence, but be it holding more muscle or continuing to increase your training output or just doing more aerobic movements, your brain starts to feel like you are bigger, stronger, and even more fluid. This is why self-confidence increases when you do start progressing in the gym, even if it is just the fact that you're getting stronger. The brain accepts this as an accomplishment, and then it adjusts to suit, which is why in the same token, even though a lot of it is looking in the mirror, when you do get all big and muscly and you're looking at yourself preening, going, oh, my pecs and my triceps are so good, that ties into this chemistry that your brain has with what you were doing. So think of that. Your brain is totally aware that you've got swole, which doesn't make any sense. But of course, we are our brains. Like, if you do want to be a mass monster, it's something in your brain telling you that. And as we have reached the end of the video, I'll do what I always do and throw my mental health and stuff in there. Remember that it ain't going to make you happy. I love the gym. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. But make sure you do it along with lots of other things, because there's not just one thing in life that's going to make you pleased. You need to make sure you're balanced across the board. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the bell ding ding. So another video is going live. There will be another video on the screen. Please do give it a click. Otherwise, grillofmine.com/Simon. Just go to Simon, get 10% off. These are supplements I use and like and think they're good. Ingredient Sets Power 13 Cookbook. If you would like help with your diet, all of this is in the description below. At Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. Simon@thebigcartel.com for merchandise. Patreon.com/Simon316 for exclusive videos on Cameo as well. And I believe that's everything. But yeah, there you go. 8 reasons why going to the gym is so much more than just looking good. Make sure you keep it up, because I believe in you. Goodbye.